What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jesse Vasquez. I'm a real estate investor, which you guys already know, and I may be a commercial real estate investor now. This is actually my first deal that I'm potentially going to buy. We actually are meeting with the agent today. I think commercial real estate right now is in a weird spot, so I feel like there's some opportunity for me to pick this up. And this has about a 6% cap rate on it, which is not too bad, but hopefully we can get it at a decent price. So hang with me today as we're going to be talking almost like vlog style about this potential commercial building that I will be potentially be buying. And if I do buy it, I'm going to paint this because I don't know. I'm just going to paint myself in the back. I'm going to actually paint myself on that B, riding it. I'm going to be riding that B, you guys. Can we do that, Micah? We'll just superimpose myself on that B. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Jesse?
You guys, this is my realtor, Matt. We're actually thinking about
What's going on, guys?
This is Matt. We'll make sure we put your headline stuff down on the bottom.
Sounds good.
We're here in Modesto right now. We're actually looking at a commercial building that I may end up buying. And this is actually the first if I can actually speak like a human, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Matt's actually my teacher. He's actually teaching me how to speak like a normal human. So we're looking at potentially buying this guy. We're right downtown Modesto. The only thing that I'm not super happy about is if you pan over that way, Micah, there is the city bus, and there's a lot of transient folks that come through over here. And that's a rough part. But I do feel the next couple years this is going to be gentrified even more, which a lot of the downtown is. So I'm kind of excited as this potentially being a picking up in this new building. I mean,
yeah, and with the new courthouse being built on the other side of this building, values are being raised up. They're putting tens of millions of dollars into a new courthouse, and so over time downtown is becoming a better spot. So sometimes it is about getting ahead of that puck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I'm all about skating to where the puck is going, and that's exactly. I'm glad you brought that up, man.
Thanks.
I think he might be watching my YouTube videos, you guys. So cool. We got people running through there. I've been here and eaten before downstairs, and just so you guys know, there's a restaurant downstairs and 8 buildings up top. They're all rented, and I've seen transient people like chilling down here, even causing scenes. So that's the thought. But this is downtown. You're gonna get that.
Sure. Yeah. Any downtown, right? You're gonna deal with transient people, but going back to the numbers, baking it in for like, is the risk worth the cost, right? Depending on what the cash flow it is and what you could do up here to turn, kind of looking into the plumbing, seeing if we can turn it back into possible multifamily or co-working space, right? It's going to come back to what are the problems that you are willing to deal with.
Got you. And right now this place is listed at $950,000.
Yeah, so $950,000, but just like anything else, man, it's fair price. We're able to offer where we really think value is at, and let them kind of come back to us on where it needs to be.
Yeah. And we just for context, we just met with the owner not that long ago, walked the entire property, walked through it, and all the units look really good. They look clean. It does look like there's a really cool restaurant downstairs, which I think that's badass. When I think about this place, I think about like a co-working, like almost like a WeWork, but just not as crazy like the owner of WeWork. Have you ever watched that show WeWork?
Yeah.
Did you watch that on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
He's definitely a dreamer.
Yeah, definitely a dreamer. So something like that is cool, and then you can just go downstairs, get a beer, come back up, or you can turn this into a multi-unit Airbnb properties. Like, who wouldn't want to stay downtown if there's something going on at the Gallo? That's also another shot, Micah. Like, you're kind of like right in between like these really cool spots that are downtown Modesto. So this is the pub area downstairs. It's a restaurant. It's called Bowers. It's a really cool pub restaurant that's been around for quite some time, actually. And this place was bought out by a different person probably about, a year ago, I would say?
Yeah.
So it's a cool little vibe. I mean, you guys can check it out at night. They have the nightlife. These rollers roll up. And this is me just thinking out loud, too. Have you seen some of those buildings that have roll-ups where you can actually sit on the edge? Like, I'm just thinking out loud, like, that could eventually be something else later on. And who knows, maybe I'm going to be a restaurant owner at some time, man.
Yeah.
So, honest opinion right now.
Sure.
Not being a realtor, just take your realtor hat off.
Sure.
Like, what's your actual thoughts on this?
Yeah, so as far as this deal goes, I would say that this is an okay deal, right? Like, it's a pretty good deal. I think they came in the market. They know their numbers. These are guys that own multiple commercial properties close to where it's at. They know where the cap rates that things usually trade at.
Right.
But I think right now, kind of going into the end of 2023 right here and the beginning of 2024, commercial has had a less favorable view of it. So I think us protecting ourselves by trying to push for that higher cap rate would almost be needed to make sure that you're getting the deal that you need, so that way you can turn it into what you want to.
And I think right now that's something that Matthew just brought up that's important, is that there's a lot of hurt in the commercial space right now, retail space specifically. There's a lot of people that are backing out of deals, people that had hard money loans or have to refinance out of money. Now they're refinancing at a much higher rate than they did a year ago. So I feel like there's going to be a lot more opportunities in this space.
Yeah.
Can you kind of talk about what cap rates are so that people that are watching this understand what a cap rate is?
Yeah, so when it comes to cap rates, it's a way to kind of determine value, right? You're going to be looking at net operating income, divided by a purchase price to determine a percentage that if you were straight paying cash for a property, what would be your annualized percentage of return? That'd be the easiest way to say what a cap rate is.
So that makes sense. It's almost like you're kind of predetermining what this is going to make annualized over the year. That's where your cap rate goes. And typically a good deal is between 6 and 10%.
Sure.
Right? Is what a good deal is.
Yeah.
So
A lot of normal deals, when it's like on market price, is going to be somewhere in that 5 to 6.5% range.
Yeah.
But when you start getting a really good deal, you start going to 8, 9, 10, maybe even 12. And with kind of the worry that is around commercial real estate going forward, there might be seller finance opportunities. There might be opportunities where you can get a much better rate because you're willing to take on the risk, and it is a win-win with the owner of the property as well, so they can find an exit strategy that works for them.
yeah. What if there's an opportunity right now for seller financing here, man? Micah, what do you think about this?
I think it's cool space.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See, Micah approves, you guys. So when Micah approves of something,
Take mine if I
when
saw
Micah
it.
approves of something, we got to do it.
Whoa.
Again, going back like to the traditional stuff that I do, which is not traditional at all, midterm and short-term stuff, we don't even look at cap rates.
Yeah.
We don't look at cap rates at all. So for this, this is a new ball game for me.
Sure.
And I'm big on diversification. I feel like there's opportunities right now that are going to present themselves. Obviously, this building is listed at 950, and my brain is going to like, how can we maximize what's going on with the current state of this market in the commercial space? How do we maximize that? So say there is another 10 or 15% or even 20% loss, going forward in the future, am I able to take an offer and kind of speculate what could potentially happen? I don't know what his needs are, right? We don't know what his needs are.
Sure.
So it would really be kind of throwing offers out there. And I'm the kind of guy that's like throwing offers, and Matt's going to have to be the one that has to deal with it at the end.
I'll be the middleman for you. That's part of our job, is taking the punches for you.
So basically he's saying to offer $500,000.
Yeah, why not? Maybe 550.
Yeah, but no, we want to be realistic and also, again, kind of forward thinking. And I'm about diversifying my portfolio right now. I think that's really important for me, in this space. So if, say, something does happen to short-term rentals, which we see a lot of things happening right now with the regulations, things that happen, even midterm rentals, as regulations come into place, I need to have something else to fall back on. So I feel like, adding commercial is a good idea, but also I have ideas of maybe I might buy this restaurant from these people at one time, or maybe I might turn that upstairs stuff into commercial, or maybe I might have my own office up here, which I want to do anyway. So there's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, I think anytime you can start blurring the lines between like fun, work, and play, life becomes a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. And I think that's where I'm trying to get right now. I don't know if that's possible, but is there a balance? Is there actually such thing as balance?
No balance, but there's harmony and focus.
Because Micah has balance. I mean, look at this guy. Micah's middle name is Balance. Like, you look like the most balanced human. If you could pan around right now and show him, let me show you guys what Micah looks like. He's the most balanced guy on the planet Earth right now. Hang on.
There you go.
You see what I mean?
Nice.
That's my goals, guys, is Micah. Like, I'm not even kidding right now. So let's wrap this up. Like, what the final thoughts? I mean, let's just do this live right now. Like, if I really thought about, if we can get that cap rate to around 10.5%, if we're at 6 right now, what would we have to come in at price to do that?
So
7,
you're looking at like 715 or so, maybe a little bit less than that, but
He would spit on that offer.
Yeah,
He would spit on that.
yeah. But it kind of starts the conversation. We actually showed the seriousness by actually showing up.
Yeah.
He knows that we actually saw the property. We're not an investor out of LA that's just like throwing out a low ball offer. For us, this is going back to like, hey, we actually crunched the numbers.
Right.
We looked at it seriously. This is what we're willing to offer. I always like to think that that first offer is like the start of a conversation. So why wouldn't a seller that's actually serious about wanting to sell a place want to start the conversation, right? So.
And how long has this been on the market?
So this has been on the market just a little bit, maybe a couple weeks or so.
A couple weeks,
yeah.
yeah.
So motivation maybe hasn't like all the way gotten to where it needs to go, but you know, better to jump in and try to make a situation work for yourself before it gets away from you.
And typically commercial, like it'll sell fast if it has like a 8, 9, 10 cap rate, usually pretty quick.
That's gone.
You know, investors looking to park cash into something. But this one, you know, since we're in a spot where, again, there's a lot of transient folks, we're in the middle of where the courthouse is being built, so it kind of puts us in a you know, a spot like what if scenario.
Yeah, one other point I would make is that typically a lot of commercial is owner user, right? So that comes back to SBA financing, everything else. And so with this being 100% leased, you got one side a restaurant, upstairs you got multiple different businesses that are offices. It's a different appetite, right? Like, so of course, you know, just like your business, you're looking at how can I make this thing cash flow? How can I depreciate this in a way that really, you know, in a blended average, really cohesively pulls in maybe some of my tax strategy and everything else, right? But it all has to work together, and that might help us too, which is that this type of property has its own type of buyer, and it's a little bit less than a typical office building or industrial or anything else.
I think that's one of the things that I liked about this place is that, you know, a bigger office building is sometimes harder to lease, and I've watched, you know, commercial buildings that sit for months, even years sometimes.
Yeah.
And these little units are about 300, 400 square feet, most of the units except for 4, which are a little bit bigger than that. I'm pretty sure I can get CPAs, lawyers, attorneys, somebody that's an entrepreneur like myself. Did I just say entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Entrepreneur. How do you say that?
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Entrepreneur. That's the dumbest word on the planet. Like, we need to stop using that word.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's so freaking dumb.
Business owner.
Something that's not entrepreneur. Like, because I mean, dude, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys are going to be hanging out with me as I may potentially make this deal. Matt's going to take a punch in the face because we're going to lowball at 500,000, but we'll see what happens, man.
Ready for it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I appreciate you guys for being here. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll definitely see you in the next one.